Oh, hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. Hey, if you liked the video, click that like button and click subscribe so that you'll get notifications whenever we post new content. Appreciate you watching. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone. Alright, the box is just a plain old box. Doesn't say a whole lot about it. It tells you some of the parameters on the end of it. It can take pictures or video. It has infrared. 2.0 IPS, it's got a 8 power digital zoom, 2.5K video, 40M pictures, and 3 level adjustable. That's about it. I mean, it tells you the same stuff except just doesn't give you the pictures with it back here. But it's got an optical magnification of 6x already. That's as far back as it'll come. It's to times 6. So using it indoors doesn't work well in areas where you're going to be looking at something closer than 25 yards or so. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look quite focused. But the screen is 2-inch, so it does have a pretty decent sized screen, and it is it's got a grommet in it for mounting to tripod. So we'll open her up here. There's the Dear Customer letters. It comes with everything, which actually I was with this one I was kind of shocked with some of the wording, because you normally don't hear wording like this from one of these Chinese made products. It tells you, we're glad that you have received the goods, and if there is any problem, we will try our best to solve it immediately. That's telling me maybe there's a little bit of customer service going to be connected to this as well, I hope. It comes in like a really nice suede bag. It almost feels like suede leather. Pretty neat. I think that's kind of cool. You know, it's not something cheaply made, the bag, is it? Okay, let me pull the camera out. It's in a plastic bag. Looks like it does come with a hand strap for using the camera, so you can put your hand on it. I'm going to take this off. It's got a little plastic lens protectors. Peel that off. Now, the front of that does turn, but I'm not real sure if that just does anything toward the focus. We'll have to check on that when we get ready to start using it. It comes with a battery and goes in. It's already installed. The battery's already in. It's one of the I think it's a 16580. I think is what this battery is. I'll have to look and see. Comes some instructions with it. Tells you what all the buttons are. How to put the SD card in the slot and all that. It takes a SD card up to 128 gig of class 10 or greater. So that's it. You can get a SD card for this that'll hold a lot of content. This tells you some different stuff about it, how to charge it, turn off the device, connect to a computer, and that's, you know, pretty basic instructions. It's pretty neat on this one. Most time you get like one little page out of a fold up that's going to be for the instructions, but it's all in English. Pretty neat. Tells you the parameters, all the stuff it's in that you can do with it, and it's pretty cool. Let's look a little further. See what else comes with it. Looks like a C-type Yep, C-type charging cable. A micro SD card reader. And a lens cleaning cloth. Okay, so that's everything comes with it. Well, now let's look about powering it up. Okay, you got a button back here. There's the power symbol. Oh, that's cool. Showed some gazelles. Well, it didn't take long to. I'm going to turn this and see if it changes focus, and it does not appear to. As you can see, I'm inside, and up close it won't focus. It's 6 power all the time, so that may be a little bit of a drawback. We'll just have to see how you can see things with it when you're outside, but it's got a good size screen. I wish they had a longer rubber cup on this to make it a little bit less visible when you're outside, because I don't know how bright that screen's going to be, and I doubt there's going to be a brightness adjustment, and that could make an issue when you're using it, if you're going to use it for coyote hunting or any kind of critters that you'll be looking for at night, because it may make you visible. But it does have looks like it's got a place on here that tells you what mode you're in, whether you're in camera mode or you're in video mode or you're in playback mode. Okay, and then it has another one here that tells you the SD card size. I put a 32 gig SD card in it, and by the way, it did not come with an SD card. It come with a reader but no SD card. But I just happened to have one here that I had extra with my Handycam, so I used it. And it tells you what power setting you're in for resolution. Right now, where it's on the camera, it's on 20M. Now, if I switch over to video, it's 2.5K. Okay, and it has a timestamp, which at the moment I wouldn't worry about that because I haven't changed it, so it won't be right now. Anyway, it does show you a battery light indicator. What else do we got here? And gives a time and date stamp with the year, month, day, and the time. So pretty interesting. Now my question is, this little infrared light right here, that's all it has. There's just a really small infrared light. I'm going to be interested to see how well this shows up at night. But first glance, I'm pretty shocked. It's hard to think of what to say here, because I wasn't expecting this kind of quality out of the box for 20 bucks. It's got good buttons, easy readable, they feel good, they have positive clicks. That's interesting. There's the place for the SD card to go, and where you can plug the cable up. You can read what's on it via computer straight from the cable being plugged in, or you can take the SD card out and read it that way. If it was me and I had the ability to plug it in instead of taking the SD card out, that's what I'd do, because that way you got less wear and tear on your SD card on those contact points coming in and out. It does have a brass grommet in the bottom, so you can screw on a plate to attach it to a tripod if you want. So that'll be interesting. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to shoot a little bit of footage with it during daylight and some footage with it at night, and see where we're going to be at with that. So let's check that out. Okay, my thoughts on the monocular IR night sight. I'm kind of shocked with the way this thing did. The two telephone poles in the videos were respectively, the first one was about 160 yards and the second one was at about 220 yards. You can see both of them plainly real well in the night vision and in the daytime imaging. The daytime imaging was quite washed out because we were in direct sunlight, and if you get in a position where the sun's at your back and not right at you, it was much better, much more vibrant. But I was much more interested in the night vision, the IR. I think what's going on that would greatly improve it, if you notice in the footage that the bottom half of the image is a lot brighter than the top half. That tells me that that little light in the bottom of the camera is not lined up with the line of sight. But I think because that IR light is not zoomable, if you took a small IR light, kind of like the ones that you get with X-Sight Pro when you buy them, the little 3 watt 850 NM, and they're zoomable and you could zoom that in, I think it's going to really make a difference. So I'm going to revisit using this thing. My opinion on the $20 night vision: buy it. It's well worth the money. You're going to have something handheld you can stick in your pocket, weighs maybe 5 or 6 ounces, and will give you a good field of view for when you're viewing, and gives you really good, even with just this little light that's on it, gives you really good range up to 150, 175 yards. I think you could see coyote, deer, pretty much anything, bobcat, coon. I believe any of it would show up. Because from when I was filming off the front porch with it and watching through it, showed up really well. The one thing I do have against it is it doesn't have a close focus. You can't really use it if you get within 25 or 30 yards of the area where you're at. It's kind of blurs out because it has that 6-power zoom as far back as it'll go, but then it'll zoom on up 8 more powers above that. It pulls in images pretty good from a distance. But again, like I said, in my opinion, I think it's worth the money, and I think this is a piece of gear you really ought to buy. Well, I'll see y'all in the next video. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone.